Oh yeah, pipe bomb. Pipe bomb's here, baby. It's me. It's me. It's Vince Masters again, back on Pipe Bomb Wrestling Report, the first Pipe Bomb Wrestling Report of the new year. And I'm so glad you could be joining us here tonight because there's so much more information that I gotta get to. It's been very updated here, and I am very glad to be bringing you this news live here tonight. Well, let's get right to it here. Let's go to some After Raw notes to start with. After Raw went off the air on Monday, Kane and Cena fought. Kane coming up from the arena floor, from the ring, after that fire, and he started fighting with Cena. Cena clotheslined him over the top, and he was fled to the back after that. And after that, well, since it's Lawler's hometown, they had a Memphis street fight between Jerry Lawler and Michael Cole, which ended up being, well, thanks to Daniel Bryan, the fist drop by Lawler and took the pinfall to Cole. So Lawler, you won again. Thank you. Michael Cole sucks. It's brilliant. Let's be honest. Alright, now getting back to some more important news here. The returning to TV in a couple of months is the most electrifying man in sports entertainment today, The Rock. That's right, The Rock is scheduled to make a TV appearance, another WWE TV appearance within a couple of weeks, apparently, within a few weeks. So we'll see, we'll look out for that. Pretty sure Raw will broadcast it when he's going to come. Also, some important news here. RVD, his contract will be up in 2 years, apparently. Actually, should be out up since 2012 right now. He says that when he is ready, he will be returning to WWE, apparently, because he doesn't know right now as if he wants to rejoin TNA, because I guess the way that his stuff has been going. He says that he will return to WWE on his own terms because him and WWE have a great understanding. So look for RVD sooner probably than later. Also, big Chris Jericho update here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so proud to say this. He will be working a full-time schedule according to a strong source that I heard from, because I have friends in high places too, apparently he's going to get more involved in his storyline, which is why he's working a full-time schedule. And speaking of which, later in the broadcast, before this broadcast is over, I would give you my Royal Rumble prediction. So who's going to win this year's Royal Rumble? Also, WWE thinks that Batista will be returning soon. My thoughts on him is that he is still trying to do an MMA thing with UFC. So my thoughts is that if he did come back, like he said it himself, it would have to be against somebody from the Attitude Era to bring him in as strong as he could look if he did come back. And that's what he even said in a recent post. Because personally, I don't see him coming back in this whole PG era, and I certainly do not see him feuding with somebody like The Miz. He even said he did not want to work with The Miz, and I don't blame him. Because personally, Miz sucks. Also, this is some big news on WrestleMania for those people who are looking forward, just like me, to the most electrifying man whipping John Cena's ass at WrestleMania. Apparently, WWE officials have already decided 2 finishers for the John Cena and Rock match at WrestleMania 28. And I'm hoping, I'm going to say this only once, I'm hoping that ain't no bullshit like last year's WrestleMania, because last year's WrestleMania totally sucked. The matches sucked. The only match I liked on that card was Triple H vs. The Undertaker. That stole the show. Every other match on there was like too fast, too cut. Besides the Orton and Punk one, that was okay too. But I'm hoping it's not like by a count outs or disqualification, you lose by disqualification, some bullshit like that. I hope that it ends with either. Well, I hope that Rock wins in his hometown, especially since it's his hometown, because I think he's got a lot more to prove than Cena does. Because Cena, they just make him win anyway, so it seems like he, is a corporate type of guy. So we'll see if The Rock can somehow come out the winner in that match and make a big return. Yes, his return at Survivor Series was great, but he needs to make a return now. Also, some big news on Brutus Clay. If you notice, he's supposed to debut this week on Monday. He didn't. Well, apparently, I've got some great news, but there's not for sure yet. But they're saying that he would debut at the Royal Rumble, apparently, because they want to build him up now more than ever as a monster and let him be angrier than before and so pissed because they haven't been using him. And that's apparently going to be his gimmick. So he's going to come on the Royal Rumble to destroy everybody, apparently. That he comes in cross with. So we'll see what happens. Also, I got the SmackDown. Well, I know people don't like to know this, so I'm not going to spoil it for any SmackDown spoilers out there. I do have the SmackDown spoilers, but I'm not going to ruin it for anybody who doesn't want to know. So here we go. I'll just name the matches. Cody Rhodes will face Booker T this Friday night. Dustin and Cody Rhodes supposed to have some kind of promo thing going on afterwards. Hornswoggle will face Heath Slater in a over-the-top rope challenge. Yeah, as weird as that sounds. Hunico will face Ted DiBiase. Sheamus will face Jinder Mahal. With Wade Barrett has something to do with it. Not going to tell you what, even though I know already. Tamina will face Natalia. Santino will face Drew McIntyre in a stipulation match. Sheamus, before I get to that, Epico and Primo will face Kofi Kingston and Evan Bourne in a non-title tag team match scheduled. Daniel Bryan will face Big Show in the main event. Will Mark Henry have something to do with it? Also, Sheamus will face Jinder Mahal next week on SmackDown the following week. Not this week, the following week, because of what happened on this week's SmackDown. So, tune in for that. Alright. Coming up here, WWE 2012 schedule I got for you guys, in case you haven't noticed already. January will be the Royal Rumble, of course. February 19th, Elimination Chamber. April 1st, the biggest stage of them all, WrestleMania 28. My first and my last, and it's going to be the greatest because I'm going to go out with a bang, baby. Just like I always do. Also, April 29th, Extreme Rules. May 20th, Over the Limit. June 17th, yes, they replaced it. It's bragging rights. It's back. I can't wait. July 15th, I believe. I might be wrong in this, so correct me if I'm wrong. Don't have a hissy fit about it, guys. Money in the Bank. August 19th, SummerSlam. September 16th, Night of Champions. October 7th, Hell in a Cell. October 28th, yes, it's the Return of Vengeance. They're keeping that, thank God. November 18th, Survivor Series. And of course, December 16th is Tables, Ladders, and Chairs. And there's your 2012 schedule right there for the year 2012 for WWE. Also, I knew all along, I just want to comment on this whole Jericho thing real fast. I knew all along that it was going to be Chris Jericho coming back. Some people said it was The Undertaker. Some people said, didn't want to say that it was Jericho because of the way that his whole promo thing was going. They kept showing it every week for that second 2012 thing. But I kind of figured it was Jericho because Jericho likes to play games like that, as we know. Jericho likes to make up lies, and he did on his Twitter pages. So, as of right now, I do believe it was Jericho. So, also, I gotta say this, moving on right here real fast. The Elimination Chamber 2012 matchup to be signed as of right now is planned is CM Punk versus Alberto Del Rio versus Kane versus John Cena versus The Miz versus R-Truth is the match that is scheduled for 2012 Elimination Chamber match. So we'll see if they keep their word on that. Also, and my prediction is I think Punk, if they let him go to Mania with it, I think Punk will retain it somehow in the Elimination Chamber. I don't know how he will, but he will, because they ain't giving it to John Cena again. I hope not. Also, I got a comment on the Brock Lesnar Overly match. I think that was a joke, just like Chris Jericho said on his Twitter page. I couldn't believe that Brock Lesnar retired right after that loss, after he lost in I believe it's the second round, if I'm right, or the first round. One of those rounds he lost in quick. And that was really embarrassing to me to see that Brock Lesnar lost. And yes, he did say that he will be making a return to WWE in the future if they have something big for him. He says that he wouldn't mind coming back, but it's just a matter of when. And I don't think it will be this year because WrestleMania is already booked. If he did decide to come back, it would have to be for a big event like WrestleMania. Moving on, TNA news real quick here. Genesis matches on the card. My predictions for this pay-per-view. Bobby Roode versus Jeff Hardy. I think Jeff Hardy's going to take it. He's proved himself back off the drugs and all that. He's going on the right road. I think they might give it to him. Because Bobby Roode is boring to me. Kurt Angle versus James Storm. I think this time, I think Kurt Angle's going to pull out a win for some reason on James Storm because James Storm beat him last time. Or maybe he'll make it 2 in a row. We'll find out. X Division match, Austin Aries versus Kid Cash versus Jesse Sorensen versus Sema Iron for the X Division title in a fatal 4-way. I'm putting my money on Jesse Sorensen. I think that Kid Cash has proved himself a little bit, but in the end I think Jesse Sorensen is more better in a way. Gail Kim versus Mickie James. I think Mickie James is going to retain the title. Bully Ray versus Abyss in a Monsters Ball. I think Abyss will beat Bully Ray because Bully Ray is just I don't know. Like everybody says about him, he's an asshole, and I can't see him beating the Monster Abyss. So, D'Angelo De Niro versus Devon, I think they might give it to D'Angelo just because of the fact that he's got his 2 sons on his side, and I think they're going to make a more of a storyline with that. So, also Kevin Nash is to return in a couple of weeks. That he's fine. So that was apparently not his last match. He's going to return in a couple of weeks. We're going to find out if that's true or not. Berto Del Rio injured, as you know, in the groin injury. He will be back in time for the chamber, apparently, more aggressive when he comes back. Orton will be returning from the injury soon, and he is not injured for sure. He's supposed to be coming back sooner than January 16th, apparently. He will be back before WrestleMania. So that moves into my predictions. We're almost there. Divas to get a big push. Layla to be put in the Divas picture as soon as possible. Natalya is also going to receive a push. So you're seeing her and Beth sooner than later. Layla could be giving back that title. John's friend has said this about John Cena. John needs to take a back seat for a while so other people can get a shot. He says he's only got a certain amount of moves, which is why people probably think he sucks. And I do think he sucks because, well, not only because of his moves, but just because he's a dull character. I mean, I don't know if that has anything to do with him being a tourist, but man, he is very boring to me. He just has no huge sense of humor or anything, but I don't know why fans buy his stuff. I really don't. Probably because of his whole rapper thing. But we'll find. I don't know. We'll find out though. Apparently, what they're gonna do with John Cena. But right now, I like his feud with Kane. I'm gonna give him props on that. So hopefully, he'll stay there for a while. Network pay-per-view plans, I think they're going to lose money because of this. This is my opinion. As of right now, Extreme Rules and every other pay-per-view will be on the WWE Network, while the Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, WrestleMania, and Survivor Series will remain on pay-per-view. So could they lose money from this? I think so. We're going to find out in the coming months, and I'll have more updates on that. Like I said before, Conan is not working for WWE. That was a trick on Twitter. Just wanted to comment on that real quick. That was just a bunch of bull crap they were saying about him. He has said some bad stuff about WWE in the past, so he's not working for him. 2 matches to return at WrestleMania, which ones I love. Gimmick Battle Royal to return, and as well as Money in the Bank. How about that? That's just a rumor right now, but I believe it will. Find out in coming weeks. Bragging rights, as you know, will replace capital punishment. So there you go. Pipe Bomb Wrestling Report news today. Thank you for joining me. And before I leave, I'm giving my Royal Rumble predictions. My Royal Rumble predictions are 3 men I'm going with as of right now, unless anything changes. And if Triple H enters, well, of course I'm going to go for him. I know he's not winning already, so you have to say that. Randy Orton is definitely going to win. I see him coming back as a surprise and winning the Royal Rumble since his hometown St. Louis, and I already predicted him and Daniel Bryan for the world title. We'll see if it happens. Sheamus is another one I'm saying. And the last man, Chris Jericho, because he's going to be taking on Punk. So those are my 3 predictions. See you later next time on the Pipe Bomb Wrestling Report. Tune in next week. Alright. Good night, fans.